All right, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Discretion podcast. And I'm joined again by Corey, Josh, and the lovely EC for the first time. She is our guest star for this episode. And so this episode is about a lot about one thing that we all kind of enjoy and love, and have probably played for years and years. And that game is Minecraft. And so if you have not played Minecraft, it is a open world like sandbox kind of game that you can there's also a survival aspect, but the creative aspect is a lot like a sandbox. The survival aspect is just kind of surviving in that world. And it has a lot of freedom in things that you can do in there, and so that is a lot of why it has been so successful. Um, I'm gonna introduce these guys, and they're gonna tell you their favorite Minecraft YouTuber of all time, or top three if you can't think of one. But I did throw that on the spot, so give them grace if they don't get it immediately. But anyway, let's go with Corey.
So, quite difficult here because, but in terms of like entertaining content, I've got to go with Sunday. Um, not really
Fair.
any specific reason. Um, for like in terms of knowledge and best source of knowledge for Minecraft, it's definitely got to be on Mango without a question. And I don't know, there's not really a third category. I guess if we put in third place, it's got to be Mumbo Jumbo if he ever does upload because. No, I wouldn't put Mumbo Jumbo above Green, actually. I'd say Green's higher than Mumbo at the moment.
Oh, we have one in common. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, because Green, he doesn't have to swear to be funny.
Mhm.
That is true. That's powerful. Like if you don't have to be swear to be funny, that's
He
so
is
powerful, especially in
he is
content
like the
creating.
epitome of chaotic neutral though.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Okay.
Anyway, let's save the guest till last. So, Josh, if you want to go next.
Well, I'm gonna go for like a childhood OG classic with Stampy Longnose all time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I knew it was
you
coming.
know, everyone watched him when I was a child. Obviously,
Yeah.
most people don't watch him now, but for the I'm
No, looking
falling
back, I
down for
still
the
do.
OG standpoint, I've got to go Stampy. I think that's my top. I don't know about the other three. I have some ideas, but don't want to say them. I don't know.
No, go on.
Fine, I'm Mumbo Jumbo. Good to go, Mumbo. And then, ooh, maybe a bit more controversial. Maybe a bit more controversial, but I think B-dubs, B-double-O.
Oh, he's good, yeah.
Like, I think he's like when I used to watch them back in the day, often not far back, Hermitcraft. I think he's definitely one that I'd watch. Good builder and quite funny in his videos. Yeah, I think that's my top three.
Okay. I'll go last. So Sarah, if you want to go.
Um, I don't I don't know. I would say green. I'm not really into watching a bunch of Minecraft too much, so um probably green. Just green at this point. I used to be really into Sunday when I was a kid and a smaller she's huge now, but she was a smaller YouTuber when I watched her. Her name was Aphmau.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
never heard of her.
I have, but that's only because me and Sarah talked about our favorite Minecraft YouTubers. Like,
Forced him to look at it.
yeah, and that was like one thing that we used to get to know each other was like our favorite Minecraft YouTubers, and just judged based off of that. And so my favorite of all time, and he continues to be in life and in death. Technoblade is my favorite Minecraft YouTuber of all time.
Good
R.I.P.
answer.
Yeah. And then obviously Stampy is kind of like second, and then my third is Sunday. Sunday was awesome. I fucking loved Sunday. He
No,
was
he
like my
still
childhood
is.
one.
Gone a bit
He
downhill since
no,
childhood
no.
though. In
You
my
don't
He
think
brought it.
so?
opinion.
He brought it back with his Sky Factory series. He
Oh,
redid
did he
that.
really?
Yeah.
That was so good. That his Sky Factory series was really, really good.
Not
But
too keen
anyway.
on Insane Craft, but
Okay. So, um, yeah, let's hop right into it. We will start with my topic for the podcast, and my topic is mob vote. And so that's really recent. So we're talking about like the past 5-6 years. We've had a mob vote, and it all goes back to 2017, where the Phantom won, and that was sorry. So that one was really bad. That was really dumb that we even like chose that one. Um, it was not good. It was a bad choice. There was two good choices. There was the squid that was there, and it was really good for the update that was there. I think it was at 1.13, I think. And that one it would have fit with that. And then there was the blaze, which are those shield blaze. It would have been kind of like a mini boss, and it would have been cool to kind of put those in the nether fortresses, which were very barren at the time and still are. They are one of the most barren places when it comes to mobs. um then we have, I'm gonna skip forward to 2020 with the glow squid. Fuck you, Dream. Um, that one really should not have won. There were two choices that were really bad, and there was one that was kind of the correct choice because it was the only one that was shown doing anything during that entire time. Um, the Iceologer was probably the best. Or no, it was the best choice there, like hands down. Um, Dream ruined it, and a lot of things he does. He just it was not a good choice. It was a horrible choice. When I see the glow squids in Minecraft, I just get pissed off. It's not great. 2018, we'll go back. That was a biome vote in the taiga one, which gave us foxes and berries. That one was cool if it gave a little more to the taiga biome. I think that was the one that had the least amount of stuff with it, but it was cool because of the foxes, and everybody was like, "Ooh, a fox! That's so cute." And so that was pretty much the entire influence for that one. That way, I mean, it was kind of like a mob vote if a mob vote also had to do with just a specific biome. 2019, that was another mob vote. That was that was the mountains, and we had to wait so fucking long for that mountain update. It was forever. I think we got it last year. Does anyone know off the top of their heads? When did we get that mountain update? Was it last year or the year before?
It was the year
Could have
before.
been last year. Maybe it was the year before. I'm not too sure.
No, because the
But
mob vote
so
was
we got
like 2021, I think.
no, that was the LA vote. The 2019 was the mob vote.
All right.
Or the biome vote. And then we eventually, which was the stupidest choice, but I do love that it's there, we ended up getting the swamp anyway. It was one of the choices, and we still got it. It was just an update later. And it was kind of dumb. It just kind of made it feel like the biome vote did not matter. So they went back to mob vote, and it went to the LA. The one problem is, I don't think I've been in survival Minecraft and actually fucking seen that thing. I don't know about you guys, but especially like now, that is it's in one of the most like hidden areas of all time, like in the game. It's one of the most hidden structures. It's the hardest one to find. and and then the sniffer one, which again, we don't have anything on that one. I thought it was kind of cool. I didn't really mind it. I didn't vote because it was not a great time for me. I think I was at work. But that brings me to my point for that. I I there was one video that I watched. I watched like 5 or 6 videos, but one of them said they didn't think we deserved to vote. And I think that's the wrong answer. When it comes to whether we should vote or not, it's not we should definitely be the ones to choose, but I feel like the biome vote did the best. I feel like when it came down to it, and it mattered the most, the biome vote did great. Even if it was kind of like a mini mob vote, I liked the biome vote. I think it should be first place gets in the game the next update. Second place gets in the game future update in a future update, and last place does not come in the game. But a lot of people were also upset with the fact that these are really great or mob ideas, and they're just getting thrown into the abyss. So a lot of these ideas are just gone now, and none of them are alike, except for like the glow squid and whatever that glow cow or whatever it was that one year with fucking Dream. Um, other than like that, they've all kind of just been extremely different, and it's super difficult, and it causes a lot of controversy. Because I personally think there should be more hostile mobs in the game. I'm tired of seeing like zombies and creepers and skeletons and spiders being the only mobs that I see when I'm down in the mines. I would like a different mob. That's my personal opinion. I want to hear what you guys think about it though.
I mean, like the tentacle mob they were trying to. It was in one of the mob votes. I think it was the Phantom one. There was like I don't remember what it's called, but it just had tentacles, and it lived in like
That
the
was
bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, that one was cool though, because that, like I said, it could have complemented that water aquatic update that happened
Mhm.
that same year. And so the Phantom was just the wrong choice. It was gross, it was bad. I hate the Phantom, especially when I'm on a multiplayer SMP. It's just not fun to get everybody to try to sleep and do that. So, Corey, what is your opinion on it? I want to hear yours.
Problem with a mob vote, right, is that the design team want to try and create something that's relatively interesting, don't they? But
Right,
you also
interact with the
have
community.
to you also have to try and keep a vanilla feel to the game. So I'd say that let's say the 2017 mob vote, where you have the Barnacle, the Phantom, the Great Hunger, and the Wildfire. The
Mhm.
Wildfire be the blaze looking one. That it doesn't in the original sketch. It looks too modded, if you know what I mean, to actually be
Mhm.
a thing in the game. And then the way they describe the barnacle, the squid thing in the bottom of the ocean, it sucks players down with its tentacle. That sounds like quite a modded thing as well. Like
That's true.
the ocean already has drowns, which was not necessarily a big leap in terms of like difference in the game between past versions, because it's pretty much just like zombies underwater. But when you
Yep.
start adding other mobs that attack you, like for example the barnacle, the squid thing, if that attacked you, then I almost feel like it would not have that much of people wouldn't like it as much because it felt very, very different. And the one that seems the most vanilla in terms of mob votes, I'd say, is 2020, because you have Mood Bloom, which is pretty much just a yellow cow. You have the ICO Lodger, which is just another version of the
Villager.
yeah, one of them. And then you have the Glow Squid, which is just a fucking light up squid.
Mhm.
So those three, like low, sort of low impact on the game. I would have liked to see the ICO logger in the game because it's an
Isolager.
yeah isolager, because it's a new hostile mob, and seen as pillagers themselves haven't really changed since they got
That's true.
added. In terms of like 2021 mob vote, you have the Glare, the LA, and Copper Golem. I feel like the LA is the most vanilla one, but the Copper Golems seem like the most interesting.
I
Um,
didn't. What was the Copper Golem? What was its deal? I couldn't remember what that was.
It
think
it hit buttons and flicked switches for you essentially, but I kind of
Oh,
wanted it only for the fact that it actually give copper another use other than the spyglass.
yeah, I
that is
feel like
so true though.
it would have been interesting for various other redstone builds as well,
Oh
like
yeah,
Yeah.
some
absolutely.
sort of some sort of like fake wireless redstone, which is only possible through dogs at the moment. And then the sniffer, the rascal, and the tough column. The tough column seems the least
I
modded
did
one
not like the
there.
tough. I didn't like the tough golem though. It was kind of
Nah, but
dumb.
I don't
I
remember
like.
the tough
the
golem, to be
sniffer,
honest.
the sniffer. When I first saw the sniffer, I thought that seems very modded. You know.
I can kind of see that. I liked the rascal. If the only problem with the rascal was the fact that a lot of people thought it would give mid game items. And I
Yeah.
feel like it really should depend on how long the server or the world or the server that you have is up, and then it would give you different items. Or
Yeah.
the difficulty of how difficult it was to find the guy. It should depend on what you get. But when he gave an iron pickaxe, an enchanted iron pickaxe, a lot of people were like, "Oh, that's just kind of mid game. That's not
Yeah.
great. It
It's,
would only affect you during mid game."
yeah, I just feel like they're trying to make something that's too complicated for what Minecraft should be. And yeah, well, when you compare Minecraft like 5 years ago to what it is now, people will say the older version is better because it's more simplistic. I don't necessarily agree, and stats will tell you that because of how much the game has increased in popularity throughout the years. But
Right.
you also have to remember that you need to try and keep the game simplistic. It was built on simplicity, it was updated on simplicity, and they need to try and keep some sort of simplicity to that. And add in mobs like the the squid in the bottom of the ocean. Adding mobs like that would be too much of a like challenge for players who just want to chill and play the game who don't have that much experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Josh,
Anyway,
I wanted to know your opinion on this one. So, with all of the mob votes, what do you think we should still have the mob vote? Like, should we be in charge of the choice?
Well, my opinion on this is more general than specific. So I think, casual wise, I think the best update for casual been since 1.17.1, maybe
Mhm.
1.16.4. I think, but these updates for content, for building the game, for getting the community involved should stay. But I just think if you're just a casual player, you have a survival world once in a while with your friends. You're not on like a full-time server like Hermitcraft, Sidecraft. Obviously they don't play relatively new, I don't believe. But if you're only a casual player, and I think these updates, like the votes, where you have to rely on people that play the game all the time, that are like more into like creating the content and all that, and I don't think the vote should be in. But I think generally, I think the vote should stay. Like I think it's fun that you have the opportunity to look at what Mojang have developed, and I think for most people, they would want the votes to stay. But
Right.
I think my opinion on it more general than you guys. But
Right. So Sarah, what would you say is like out of all of them? What one would you say is best out of all of the votes that we've went through?
I don't really know because
So, okay, continue.
the only reason why is because I have this. I did this when you and I did a Pixelmon. We were playing Pixelmon at one point too. I don't go based off of its functionality. I went based off of how cute the thing was.
And so you probably voted for the sniffer?
Oh, I actually did the iron little copper golem because I thought the thing was adorable.
Well, that was a different mob vote.
Yeah, but you also kind of covered it. You said based on the ones we talked about, and you did talk about the
That
golem.
is
So
true.
I'll
That
go.
is true. That is true. Okay. Anyway,
Haha.
um, so we'll wrap up this topic by saying everybody really has their own opinion on this topic. It's it shouldn't be as controversial as it is. I think that's one thing that definitely needs to change about it. It's supposed to be an interaction between Minecraft's devs and its community. So Minecraft has never really been one that's as toxic as like Roblox or other games. So let's not make it that, and let's just kind of keep it down like where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be kind of that one indie game that popped off, and it's really fucking fun. Yeah. Anyway, the next topic we have up, Corey, do you want to take that one away?
yeah, so my topic, obviously related to Minecraft, is content creation and the process, content creators will take to produce what they deemed to be high quality content. I say what they deem to be because what people deem to be high quality content may not be what other people deem to be high quality content, if you know what I mean. So
Right.
it's very, I would describe Minecraft for content creation as a canvas, because most content that is really successful at the moment isn't necessarily purely Minecraft. It's more the people playing the game interacting with each other, and that seems to get the most consistent viewership.
Right.
But there are cases where it is just the game that has the viewership. Like, there is a YouTuber, and I cannot remember his name, but he has built so many, like, they're very interesting, detailed, and massive structures that that almost feel like they shouldn't be possible in Minecraft. And it is just seeing the process and all the stuff he does behind each of the builds he creates is so almost inspiring, because he puts so much time and effort into making these massive and insane builds and trying to create that into entertaining content. And the you can understand that everything that you record for content may not be usable in the final product, but you he makes sure that he has enough to make a full video, even if some clips aren't usable. I'd say that in general, Minecraft content creation, it's not necessarily based around the game itself. Like, it helps people get popular, but it's not necessarily the game making them big. It's more or less
I would agree.
just the interaction between the players.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that's definitely very true. Especially on Twitch. Like, that's not a game that you're gonna get big on, especially with Twitch. And you're not really gonna get big on Twitch unless you're making YouTube videos. So that's another thing to remember. It's just the way that the algorithm works. The market for like making content on Minecraft is just unbelievably flooded. So many people are trying to get big on there because they've seen how much money some of the Twitch streamers and YouTubers are making for that game, and it's almost not fun because currently I don't even watch any content for it because it's just not fun. It's so many people doing it, and it's like, okay, I will watch this when this is no longer flooded with just everybody and their grandmother trying to be a YouTuber for Minecraft. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, you got any thoughts, Josh?
I think personally, my content creation view on the games, I think maybe a bit different to yours. I think without content creators, Minecraft wouldn't be the game it is today. I think it'd be completely different. If you think of all the SMPs, all the servers, even the people that play like Skyblock, Hypixel, Bed Wars, without them, the game would be completely different. And I do believe, what do you call it? I do believe, like, without the likes of Dream, without the likes of Technoblade, without the likes of Mumbo Jumbo, Stampy, all of them, then the game would be completely different. And I think personally it's a good thing. I think Hermitcraft inspires. I think a lot of SMPs are based on Hermitcraft. I think speedruns like Dream, he influenced speedruns with his Hunter series. And I know Toad don't like Dream at the moment due to the mob
I
fights.
never really liked to dream, but it's okay. It's okay. Keep going.
I was more interested in Tommy in it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
but I
If
think
anything
Dream,
else, yeah.
with his speed runs, you know, he's got other people doing like Tfue. He was massive Fortnite creator and he's done Minecraft speedruns. You know, that would have built players over. I think content creation in its own way, in different ways, is very important for the game.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely agreed there, because
Mhm.
you can compare the amount of advertising that Minecraft do in comparison to other games, Like, yeah, you will see the odd ad that pops up on YouTube, maybe Twitch as well, but you don't really see it plastered on the side of buses that go down the street. You don't see massive billboards promoting the game's Minecraft either. Whereas if you're trying to promote, say, COD, for example, they'll try and plaster that up everywhere. But yeah, I do agree that the players have made the game big, and the game are
The
making
content creators.
yeah the content creators making the game big. But I think it's at the point where it's having the reverse effect. So you have the content creators making the game big, and then the game is making the other content creators big if they actually succeed in doing so.
Yeah. So with this topic, I think there's one that really relates to this. If Sarah, do you want to take this one away?
Which it depends. I want to know the
Uh,
full sentence.
so like going from the aspect of creating content to the aspect of viewing, yeah, just kind of going into that. Do you wanna take that
I
one?
I don't have much knowledge in that field, unfortunately, just due to the
Of
fact that
watching Minecraft?
I've watched it when I was a kid, but I stopped watching it like half a year ago to a year ago. I think the only thing I can say about it is from a viewer standpoint, you are so flooded not only on like actual videos, but with like TikToks and other things where they'll have like a story on top of like a parkour of some sort that you're totally flooded with it, and
Yeah.
it's not interesting anymore.
No, I do agree because that's one thing that I really can't stand seeing is like Reddit stories or like these different. I know we talked about it on our first episode, but like TV shows, really shitty TV shows, put like in the top of the, and then the other is just, yeah, Minecraft parkour. It is really annoying and it is extremely flooded. I think also streaming is like that as well. But so I guess let's just go into like more Minecraft, watching Minecraft back when we were kids, or yeah. So let's just travel back in time and to like 2010 or 2015, like the height in that time period, the height of Minecraft and the watching content. So does anyone want to grab that one?
I will grab that one straight away. So I remember
Okay, yeah.
waking up. The night before, well, pretty much every night, I'd go to bed and try and wake up as early as I could, like 5:30, 6 in the morning before school, so I could sneak downstairs after my dad left for work, pop on the TV and watch Stampy, because his content back there was S tier. Everybody loved it, and I wouldn't say he necessarily put tons of time into his videos. Some of them he did, like Stampy to the Moon and the I think it was called Sinking Feeling, where he did a boat battle with Hit the Target.
Oh, I know
But
that one. Yeah.
back then, that inspired so many people, because I remember playing with a group of my friends from primary school, and we built because he did a few videos on Hunger Games and maps people have made. We build our own Hunger Games maps and play them. The only problem with that though is that we know where all the best loot spawns are, so yeah, and then people would get bored when they die quickly, and there's sort of a few problems there, but just the amount of like recreations of his lovely world that everybody tried to do. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
did you know? Hold on. Did you know that on Bedrock Minecraft tutorial mode, that actually was Stampy's Lovely World was in that. I played
Yeah, I
on that and
remember that.
that brought back so many memories and I fucking loved that. That was so
I
funny.
never saw that in Bedrock, but I do remember my siblings and I constantly trying to remake his house and remaking like some of their games.
Yeah.
Because we would play on our iPods. We used to play on iPods.
oh my god, oh my god, that Josh, do you
Do you know what
remember?
version I'm talking about?
Yeah, I remember that version.
Pocket
Do you
edition.
remember fucking like
Pocket Edition.
10 years
Minecraft
ago
Lite.
on
Minecraft Lite. I remember.
before you got your iPad Mini, you had a family iPad, and we used to share that between us playing Minecraft. Like, all right,
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah.
10
remember.
minutes for
Yep.
me, 10 minutes for you, and then you got
Yeah.
your iPad Mini, and we just played for like a
I can
solid
guarantee
few
you, if
hours.
I could find my mom's old iPod, it would still be on there, the old version.
It was,
Oh, that
It
is
would
so
oh my
still be
god,
the exact same.
that just brought back so many memories. Because we used to try and
I bet
build,
you.
we used to try and build WWE rings as well on Minecraft
Oh, I
PS4
remember one
edition.
having
And
Oh,
yeah,
what that all gold one.
yeah. On
Oh,
it, like
that brought
looking
back
back on
some
it, they would have looked
nostalgia.
terrible. But
Yeah, but back
when,
then,
back then it was elite. There was so many
I
good memories.
it was the peak of existence.
Yeah.
I had a Minecraft world that was completely like it had a economy. This is on Bedrock, so Bedrock doesn't have mods. So it had an economy, it had an established government, and it had people and jobs set up. And all of it was run through command blocks. I had done the
wow.
command blocks for all of that. I wish I could find it because it's on one of my realms on Bedrock, but I can't find it anymore because they got rid of the save data for the realms. They delete it after a while, and it's been years since I was on it, and so it got deleted. So it's fucking sucks though. Sarah's seen it. Sarah did
I
see the
did. It was
established.
really cool.
It was really fucking cool.
That's
Right.
impressive.
Do you remember,
That was
Josh?
really fun.
Do you remember the Isles of Hardcore series I tried to do?
Yeah, I remember
What
that.
is that? Hold on, do
Um,
you want to go into that?
sort
Yeah,
of.
do you want to explain?
So I started a series where you know Grian's Third Life.
Oh
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that was funny.
Yeah, I tried to base something sort of off that, but something a bit different. So it's the same thing. You get a random amount of lives, but um, everything was, I guess, like end islands generated in the overworld. You know what I mean by that? And
Yeah.
the videos themselves looked pretty decent. I mean, I'm not gonna say they were good because they
I think, are they still on your
weren't.
YouTube?
Yeah. Um, but the entire thing there was set up on command blocks. Like, because I didn't know how to do any sort of plugins back then, so I did command blocks for the life system, so it check if a player died, take away a life. If they have no lives, get set to spectator, that sort of thing. And then
Is it like constantly running and setting them in spectator?
yeah,
Okay.
then I also now this is where it sort of flopped because in the second season? Yeah, it was the second season. I tried to add a respawn function, so if you're on the same team as someone, if they got enough items, they could pretty much buy you a life. And I tried to do all of that with command blocks. It worked, but only if you followed the very specific instructions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that still works. Like, it's not
it
horrible.
still works, but the problem is that it was so ridiculously expensive that if someone was
Yeah.
eliminated closer to the start, then they would just lose interest completely and no one would want to play.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
one question I have for all of you. What is your favorite, like from a YouTuber, what is your favorite Minecraft series of all time? Whatever YouTuber, I don't like whatever Minecraft YouTuber, I don't care who it is. I will start it off though. I want to start it off because mine is awesome. Sunday's Crazy Craft was my favorite. It's either that or Sky Factory, but one of those two, absolutely
Okay.
amazing. It was so much fun. It was modded. It got me into modded, and the girlfriend mod and Gertrude, all of that stuff. It was so much fucking fun.
Oh god. I think, Josh, am I right by saying that ours are between Crazy Craft, Sky Factory, and Hermitcraft?
Oh wow, are you
Oh,
guys really like that on
I
that?
I can agree with one of them, but I think I got 4.
Got 4. Oh.
No,
Whoa,
I
holy
got
shit.
5. I got 5.
What was one of them?
What?
Isles
And
of Hardcore
and
or the Foundation?
only one of them one you said.
Wow. Okay,
Oh,
Corey, you gotta
right.
go now.
That's a tough one though because like I used to spend so long watching Hermitcraft and that inspired so much for me, but I don't know because Crazy Craft is really cool. But I found
You could do
Sky
top
Factory.
3.
Well, it's got to be Crazy Craft, Sky Factory, and Hermitcraft then.
Okay. Why?
Mm.
Because Crazy Craft, because back then when Sunday first did a series on it, no one, but very few people were actually playing modded at that time, and I definitely
Right.
didn't have access to it because I was on the fucking Xbox 360.
So was I.
Yeah. So just watching that and seeing that possible in the game, as well as like Sky Factory, you start on a dirt block, you break a tree, and then somehow that turns into you having ungodly armor that you can fly and protect you against everything and stuff like that. Quite
Right.
very interesting to see the process of how that happens. And then also for Hermitcraft, some of the builds, not necessarily just the builds either, just the
Sahara.
the technical builds, the aesthetic builds,
Oh my goodness.
the interaction between the players, all of it. It was they literally had everything on one server, and each player was pretty much catered towards a different part of the Minecraft audience. So there was something for everybody on that server.
Yeah, and he had all the
That's fair.
storytelling in Hermitcraft as well, which
Yeah.
made it very entertaining.
Okay. So let's go on to Josh. Josh, what is
Okay.
your favorite 3? You have to pick 3.
3?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you my 5, then I'll try and narrow it down to 3. So I got
Okay.
Hermitcraft, I got Stampy's Lovely World, of course,
Fair.
and I got
I feel like that
Race
one's
to
not
the
fair. I feel like no one should be able to
I'd
mention
forgot about that
Stampy's
one.
because I feel like it's a generalized. Everyone really loves that.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah. Okay, we can. Sure.
Right, then I
I'm
got
not dissing you, Josh.
Race to
Sorry.
the Moon. Race to
Forgot
the
about
Moon.
that one.
Does anyone remember that?
Corey does. I don't. Was that Stampy's?
Mm-mm.
It's like
Squid
between
Ashton
9
and
different YouTubers, and it's like modded, and you have to all try and Race to the Moon. Definitely back in the day, one of the best series out there for Minecraft. And then
Okay.
Attack of the B Team. Don't know if anyone remembers that.
Oh, I
I've
loved
heard of
that.
that one. I've heard of
Yeah.
that one. I don't remember it.
I forgot about that.
And then the last one, Iballicit Squid Skyblock Island. If anyone remembers that.
I did not watch a ton of
I
Eyeballistic Squid.
think I remember
No.
it. I think
Yeah,
I watched a few
that's-
episodes on it.
Okay, so if you pick your 3 and you gotta tell why those 3.
Okay, Hermitcraft for Jacob's reasons or Corey. Then go Race to the Moon. There's just so much nostalgia and it's amazing. Like, I don't know, back in the day. Go home, watch that. And you can watch it from 9 different YouTubers, POVs as well, if you wanted to.
Yeah, there's endless content there.
Yeah, and then last one. Am I allowed to say Stampy's Lovely World or no?
Everybody loves that.
All right.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, because it does. Yeah.
I think I'll go for Attack of the B Team then. They're my top 3.
Solid
Yeah.
choices.
Those are not bad. Not bad. All
And
right.
Hermitcraft.
Okay. So Sarah, do you wanna say either your favorite or top 3?
I have a favorite. I can't really decide from there really too much. I think I have 3, but I'm not too sure because I have I loved Afmao. One of my when I was a kid, I loved her series called Minecraft Diaries. My second favorite would probably be Skyblock from Sunday or Sky Factory. Any and all 3 of them, and then I really liked their what's it? It was like modded battles from Pat and Jen.
Oh my gosh, dude! I totally forgot. Why didn't we say anything about popular MMOs? Holy cow! That just totally slipped my mind. Popular
The guys who
MMOs, they're
had more
lucky
legal
block.
trouble than Logan Paul.
They are
What?
actually.
Did they actually?
I gotta
Yeah.
disappoint you guys, but they're divorced.
Yeah, they are.
And
Yeah, everybody
yeah.
knows that. But there's been a lot of stuff about Pat on TikTok and stuff like that about him getting arrested. I don't know if it's true or
Oh.
not, but
Hold on. Holy shit.
yeah, that's just
But yeah, those are my top. I think out of all time, other than Stampy's Lovely World, those were my top 3.
solid
If
choices.
not the Sky Factory, I really loved their Trollcraft series.
That's true. Oh no, you know what? I know my top three. So it's definitely Crazy Craft. It's definitely Crazy Craft, their Lucky Block series, not even popular MMOs. I loved Sunday's Lucky Block series. Dirt versus Cobblestone was really funny.
Oh yeah.
That was a controversy that didn't need to happen but was, and it was so fun. It was actually one of those controversies that didn't matter,
Right,
but it was
someone
still fun to be there. Hey Pig.
Pig, leave.
We are
Pig, you fucked up the
The
cameras,
stream
leave.
setup's messed up, bro.
Thank you.
anyway, so again, that was one of those that was absolutely amazing. And then what was it? Oh, and then it's Sky Factory because the modded Minecraft was so fun to watch. Like it was popular because nobody could do it, and now that everybody can do it, it's not worth doing. Like it's not popular anymore,
It's almost
which is
newer to
sad.
do vanilla Minecraft than it is modded.
Yeah, because modded, it's so flooded. Like even it's not as flooded as like regular, but I feel like if you were like preemptively popular, you can get away with doing regular Minecraft like vanilla. But
Mhm.
modded is just it's so difficult to get into. Um, yeah, so we did content creating, we did mob vote, and now we are on to our last topic of the day, and then we can just go on and talk about our fucking Minecraft worlds that we had. So the last topic, Josh, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, so my topic is about Minecraft player types and which specifically I think how they developed over the years. So right now I say what I generally got, there may be more you can add on, but I got speedrunners, I got
Hmm.
redstoners, builders, I think you got your casual players, your hardcore players, your PvP players, and then your SMP players, so, on a big server, all playing along. And I think over the years, I think at the start there might have been casual builder, not even redstoner when redstone there wasn't much redstone in the game and PvPer.
It's That's not used as much now, which is kind of sad because Redstone is still it's such an amazing concept, but like it's gone to the point where it's like an ancient thing where everybody knows how to do basic stuff, but advanced stuff it's too complicated to give a fuck.
Yeah.
And
So complicated and scary.
yeah, it's like really really scary. But anyway, Corey, what was that one that you thought he was missing? Because there's one I
The
also thought he was
noobs.
missing. But
The people who don't
oh,
know
I
how to
wasn't.
do anything.
I actually think there's not a ton of those guys anymore.
I think the new goes under casual.
Okay. Let's say this: you're a big brother with a little sister, and she decides to play Minecraft, right? Not any close to home examples here. Um,
Okay.
okay, so the noobs. You're always going to have the noobs because the first time playing the game, perhaps they've I don't know just got their Nintendo Switch. They're trying to play Minecraft on. They don't know what looks good and what looks bad. They try and build a tree house out of jungle wood on a jungle tree, so it looks really bad. Um, and yeah, you're always going to have the noobs.
I guess that's fair. The one that I thought was missing was people who farm like iron farms. That one is specifically, and I'm calling him out, and I don't think he watches the podcast because he's not one to watch a podcast. But South is the reason why I made that. Like I think that should be a type. I don't know that Josh knows him, but I know Corey and Sarah. You two both know South, and he makes so many fucking farms. Like whether it's iron
Constantly.
farms, whether it's gold farms. He like immediately that's one rule he asks me when I make an SMP. It's like, are there farms allowed? Can I make a farm? I'm like, no. And he's like, can I speed run? No, stop. It's an SMP. Don't be a
Well,
jackass.
well, I think personally, I think a lot of the farms come under redstoner. It's like Il Mango, for example,
That's fair.
crazy redstoner, and then he makes amazing farms with the complicated redstone he used. That was sort of my thing on it. It can be a separate player type, but in general, I think
I would
redstone covers a lot of that.
I think
I don't know why I didn't think about it. I do agree with that one.
Yes, you could put
I,
farmer under the like intense resource gathering.
I was gonna say yeah, cause I don't do like the building or anything like that unless I have to. Like I'll build a simple building and then leave it, but I more stay in the mines and such when I play.
Yeah, she's
Uh,
definitely one of those
Toad
people
can
who just
you can
mines.
assess. You can
Yeah,
what's
I can
yeah.
definitely say that she's always in the fucking mines or gathering resources or something. Every time I have an SMP, she has like this area where she's just mining straight down, and it's like a whole like chunk where she's
16 by
just
16
going.
area. Leave it alone.
Yeah, so she even has the fucking numbers for how what it's supposed to be. So yes, it's yeah, it's it's fun, but the game. Actually, let's go into each of our types. Like, what would you say each of our types are? I would definitely call myself a PvPer because thanks to Technoblade, I spent hours and hours and hours trying to perfect 1.18 or 1.8 PvP. I'm now really mid at it, but I used to be extremely good. Velatix, who's I think if he's still in the chat, he can still attest to that. I would spend hours and hours and hours to just playing like Hypixel and fighting random people. It yeah, it was really fun, and I wanted to be a PvPer, but I'm really bad at 1.16. So yeah,
I will just
Toad,
say
we should
you are then,
PvP.
Josh.
Stop.
Jacob, do you want to go next on what you think your player type is?
Yeah. Um, I I don't really know what my player type would be because I have somewhat of a decent knowledge of Minecraft Redstone. I know what certain blocks do, how to connect stuff up, etc. Um, but I wouldn't say I super knowledgeable about farms. Um, but I know a lot about how the game works. So yes, a mix between technical and a builder, because I have made some. Well, personal opinion, of course, but I think I've made some decent looking builds.
Honestly, I think we should make a whole like different role for you, Corey. Because if I was to say anything, I think it's admin. I think admin is definitely the player type that you are because you're good at making data packs. You're good at finding things that work. And I have never. And we have a server called admin versus player. The concept is very simple. There's one admin. There's players, teams, whatever, and there's a challenge at the end. But Corey made the fucking server look like an absolute amazing. Like it looks amazing. Um, I think the idea was absolutely amazing, and he changed the way the server like plays, and I'm very happy to see that. But yeah, so I would say it's like admin almost.
I guess you could say it's more of an admin, or just like an all round. It's
Yeah,
not in
yeah.
PvP. I don't like PvP one bit. Anyway,
Mm.
what about you, EC? Or Josh? Do you want to go next?
Should I go next? Let me go to EC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think personally my player type is I think I've been in technical Minecraft servers before. Jacob knows. I've joined ones before him as well. I think it's definitely I would say technical. I like building farms. I don't know every redstone circuit in the world, but I have a good understanding of what the game does, mostly from playing it for a long time. I'd also say it might be a bit generic but casual. I'd happily play the game like casually, and then if the world does good, then I build nice houses, skyscraper, build big farms. I think it's good mixture between all of them. I think it could be the same for other people, except from the one key thing could be building or PvP, for example.
Right. Yeah. Sarah, do you want to take away what you think your player type is?
I think we already just said it, but I intensively gather things, whether it be wood or stone, or I grab a lot of fucking cobblestone. Um, like I
Yeah.
do actually when he's talking about me making like the holes down to the bedrock, I actually do that. That is something I do every time I get a new world. I will make a 16 by 16 hole straight to the bedrock, and I get a lot of materials from it.
Understand.
Mm.
Yeah, so let's end this podcast by stating if we could fix one thing about Minecraft, what would it be and why? Um Corey, do you want to start that one out?
Um, no, because I
Okay.
want to put a lot of thought into my here because
Okay.
I don't want to cause potential upset or any like controversy.
That's fine. I think if I could fix one thing about the game, I wish making a server or a world modded. I wish that wasn't so difficult. I feel like I don't think it's very difficult, but I think it's difficult enough to where it stops me from playing modded Minecraft because I have to go find the files for it, put it into my mods folder, clean out my mods folder of all the other mods that I had in it, and then find the version of the game that that mod goes for and then making sure mods are compatible. I feel like that's all extremely tedious, and it's if it was just easier, and if it was just like, oh, I want to play this mod or this mod pack, click it and it just works. Like I know there's the Technic launcher and then there's the Cursed Forge launcher, but those only have certain games and they only have like certain things with them where I want to just play the original Crazy Craft or I want to play the original Pixelmon or play the original like all of these original mods and or Dragon Block C. Like that was also really fun. Um in to play those games just to go through all those steps or download one of the launchers and suffer through one of those mod packs. It's not fun. I think it's a little too complicated for me. But yeah. Sarah, do you have it yet, or do you need a minute?
I think the only one I have is pretty universal. I wish there was like another row or two of inventory space. I
Mm,
want more inventory space.
Are they not
that's
adding
fair.
backpacks, or am I mistaken?
No, those are modded.
Oh, okay.
I think
Those are
they're
all modded.
looking into adding bundles if I remember right,
Mm.
but you can only use those for like X amount for one item. Those wouldn't be
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
backpacks.
So I think a backpack would actually be kind of cool to put in the game.
Yeah, but then again, I think shulker boxes sort of do that role, and like you
The
got
only
empty
That is
chests.
problem I have with shulker boxes is how you obtain them. Yeah. Because you have to go to the end, and some players aren't good with the end.
But then
or
again,
like if you have an SMP that like doesn't allow that because I know I've
that's
done
true.
Mhm.
SMPs where the end kills that SMP. It's just it's not fun.
Mm. I think for mine, one thing that would fix Minecraft, maybe a bit controversial, but just go back to 1.17.1. I think personally my favorite update. You know, I just think now I don't enjoy it. Like obviously I didn't play the game all the time. I think back then 1.16, 1.17 best update for Minecraft for me personally. For other people maybe different. But I just think that would fix the game in a lot of ways. Obviously still add updates, but they just don't
Right.
make them as crazy as they are now. Jacob, do you have
Yeah, I feel like they're
your
trying to
thoughts?
overcomplicate a lot of the updates. To be fair, like they pretty much redid the entire world generation for Minecraft. They've got mountains and really deep caves and stuff like that. Not too big of a fan of that at the moment because it changes how the game's played. Some people are like that though because it's new and they want new instead of feeling Minecraft is the same. Like for example, I don't know if many sidecrafters feel this, but they've been on the same version 1.12.2 for God knows how many years, and then they've only just recently switched to 1.19, which is a massive change in how they would play the game. But personally, not a massive fan of it because it seems like it seems like they're trying to overcomplicate anything. So probably just take a step back, reassess where they are, and not add small things, but simple things that would like not feel modded.
That is
Yeah.
true. I mean, I think that one, not to diss it, but at all, but it also depends on like your interpretation of what's modded and what feels modded and what doesn't. Adding a bunch of like having no hostile mobs and only having like these passive mobs isn't always fun, but then again, it is all up and up to the person's interpretation of
Yeah.
that.
If I had
So
to say anything good, that's the best part about
what's
Minecraft.
that? The fact that it's up to people's
It's up to
interpretations.
each person's interpretation, and it can be changed to it.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that we need to highlight, especially with a stream and a podcast episode like this. Each and every person's interpretation of this game is going to be different. That no people think of Minecraft as the exact same thing, and it doesn't mean the same to everybody in the same way. And so this is the one game that I just love. I mean I keep going back to it every single year. It doesn't die, and I'm not mad at it. Like I mean, I know there's Fortnite, and a lot of people get mad at that, but I think everybody's kind of just universally happy with this game. And I want it to be the best game of all time, and I want it to thrive and be there for my kids, and like it was for me, because it's such an amazing game. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, please follow, do any of the like stuff if you can, but if you cannot, I understand. Yeah. And don't be afraid to follow all of our socials. It is the Toad596. Corey is Corey on all platforms. Josh is Josh on all platforms. And EC is a woman. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for
Slay.
watching. Bye.